The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. We appreciate your growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, we have the Dow Industrials down 36. Nasdaq's up 3. S&Ps are down 2. We have the gold contract up $1.50 at $12.62. You have silver up 5 cents, $16.51. Platinum is flat, $9.34. We got the light sweet crude market up 42 cents, $46.16 a barrel. Notes, 10-year down 3 ticks, 30-year off 10. King dollar up 141 ticks. Still having a hard time catching any type of bid. The euro's at 116 to the U.S. dollar. The yen is out here at 110 to the U.S. dollar. And Google, after the close.
That's right. I heard you talking about it. I was thinking about it as well.
It's you know, the action, folks, is going to be inside the NDX 100. You got Google after the close out here today. We have Facebook, and we got Amazon on Wednesday. You know, so that's going to set the tone. And then then we get let's see, I believe the Fed is, let's see, I think it's Wednesday too, 26th. What day is today?
24th. Yeah, Wednesday.
So that's Wednesday too. So the probability is 0. I think. Oh no, that's actually. Oh, this is even funny. So the probability that they'll cut is higher than. Isn't that funny?
Cool.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so the first time that the Fed Fund futures rate, folks, actually gets over 50% is March 21st. The ones in December, though, 42 would be pretty easy to get the 50
definitely.
there.
Yeah, in the ballpark.
You know, if we go take a look inside the Dow Industrials out here this morning to see what is moving this sideways market, the leader out here putting positive points into it this morning is Caterpillar, putting 8 positive points. Travelers putting 4. Taken away from it, Johnson & Johnson's taken away 10. Goldman 9. Home Depot 7.5. McDonald's 6. We go look at the NDX 100. And on the NDX 100, the leader is Tesla, up 2.9%. Wynn Resorts, look at that, $9. Amazing. Yeah. Wynn Resorts is up 2.6. NetEase is up 1.7. Taken away from it, you have Hasbro. Look, that's getting hit. Good.
Maybe they had earnings. That's quite a number.
We'll have to pull that up. That's down 7.5%. Oh, and they're taking Mattel with them, down 3.25.
So one of them has earnings.
Yeah. So
the toy business is not going. Let's see.
Not going their way. That's right. Let's go take a look and see what they have to say. So there it is. Okay, so. The estimate, second quarter revenue estimate was $974 million. They did $972.
Yep. So they missed on revenue by a couple million.
Yeah.
They beat on the earnings per share, just 53 cents versus 45. But the revenue number is always a big one. How much money did you take in?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Because the market has a hard time believing you made more money in your bottom line if you didn't take more money in at the.
And that's not a growth strategy, too, right?
Yeah,
you can only shrink your expenses for so long if you have shrinking revenue.
Right.
Whereas no matter what you do wrong or right, if you have growing revenue, you can blow all the money in the world and you'll be okay.
You can.
Just ask Amazon.
Yeah,
not that they blow it in a bad way,
exactly.
But no matter what you do.
Exactly. 877-927.
Play School, and just to back that up, those are 2 popular. Play School, is that the I've seen that a million times forever. Advertising, whatever. I'm like, what does that product consist of? Is it like the play items? Is it does Play-Doh fall in there? I don't think so. But then Easy Bake, I talk about marketing. Those are just 2, but Louis Favor.
So Easy Bake ovens aren't as popular as they used to be. Demand for Hasbro, Easy Bake, Play School, and Super Soaker brands.
Super Soaker, what's up with that? It's summertime.
That's a decline in the second quarter, pushing sales below analysts' estimates. Regional weakness in places like Brazil, the UK contributed to the tepid sales. The company is banking on a robust and diverse entertainment slate to to boost sales, Chief Executive Officer said.
Yeah, they get the Star Wars, The Last Jedi film to help fuel results maybe in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Super Soaker. I saw a story about the guy who created the Super Soaker a couple weeks back. He was on one of those morning shows, and it was just cool speaking about how he was just an innovator and how, you know, it just basically revolutionized the I think it's done like $1 billion in sales or something.
Really?
When you think about that gun and just the pressurization.
Wow.
Yeah. I think he was working on something else when he first came up with it, you know, the pressurization of a canister. Maybe it had to do with like a toilet or something, you know, water and flowing. And then he realized, hey, this would be like a cool pistol. And when it exploded, he's like, you just build up the pressure and you have this huge water gun. Wow. There you go. I know.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
877-927-6648. We go take a look at, so let's go look at Google. You know, Google after the close out here. And folks, if you haven't test drove the Nadex platform, great time to do it, specifically because come over to our website, hit the banner. You can bring up the exchange. They'll put $25,000 of paper money into your account, and you can see how these defined option contracts trade. Now, what's going to happen, of course, because of Google, is that Google will move that NQs after close.
Yes.
And Google comes out at a split second after 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so you're going to have to 4:15 inside the, you know, the futures, inside the Nasdaq futures.
Binaries and in the spreads. We can go over it when we get back.
You stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Dow Industrials right now down 44. You get the Nasdaq up 3. S&Ps are off 3.5. We're going to be right back.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. We take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Back, folks. Dow right now is down 46. You get the Nasdaq up 3. S&Ps are also down 3. And we were talking about after the close out here today, you got Google coming out with numbers. And so, bottom line, bullish, bearish, whatever way you want to go. There's these defined option contracts, whether they're the binaries or the spreads.
Definitely. And you can obviously play them directionally if you have it one way. I'm just curious if you went, so here are the 40-point daily ones, right? Now this is the 80-point, but these three are the 40 points. And we're at 59.24.
Okay.
So, one of these trades that was interesting, it's the beginning of the day. You have a lot of action that can play out. Let's see what it would cost to do a double spread, our volatility trade from 59.20, just because they happen to line up. And so it's always nice to get a feel. So we have our bullish one on the left, 59.20 to 59.60. We're a little bit bullish. We got 3.5 points of intrinsic value up there.
Yeah.
So we buying it at 111. Now these are $400, 40 points. You'd be selling this one. You have less money because there's no intrinsic value out of the money.
Right.
So you're looking at about 185. So that's obviously 18.5 points away from 59.20.
Yeah.
But what's cool is you have till 4:15, and so if you get a move one way in your direction, you could close it out if you wanted to, and maybe look for the news to drive it back down into value on the other side, or maybe you just get enough swings throughout the day by itself to maybe trade it. That's a cool trade.
That is a cool trade, particularly because we will get movement. Let's just bring up the Bloomberg.
Just before, I just want to jump real quick because then let's see, okay, we had to pay that, and now that's 40 points. But these happen to line up where you could do the same trade for only 30 points. And let's just see the difference in premiums for 30 versus 40. These both expire at 4:15.
Yeah.
So we would be buying the long one, selling the short one. So there you're looking at 171 instead of 185 for 10 extra points. I think I'd probably take the 40-point one, right?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
And that's an instance where you're willing to pay, the premium of the $14 between the two contracts over here for the 10 extra points in value.
Because realistically, folks, the odds of getting a bigger move go up with Google.
And that's what you'd be trading for sure.
Right. So let's go take a look at good old Google. So Google out here right now is, and look at this. This is pretty cool, actually. So the high that's going after is 988. We've hit 977.
Excuse me.
Right now you're at 973, so it's intriguing because you're running into the monster downdraft that we had from the 9th of June, I think.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So from the 9th of June. So in that context, it's like, okay, it's early in the day. I wouldn't be doing this right now. You can give this some breathing room. Do you know what I mean? To see how you want to see how it's hitting into this 975, which it already did. So you hit 977. So the lows of the high is 975. We did 1.8 million. Now, Google's going to do more than 1.8 million today because we've already done 465,000.
Sure.
So this is going to be kind of cool to see, what.
And that 15 minutes of volume at 4 o'clock is going to count, correct?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Sorry.
And what you have here, well, they open at 15,000, but then
15,000 of $1,000 stock.
Exactly. And then right into it, we get some movement here, man. I mean, you get a lot of 1,000 trades, in volume, and just like that's almost $1 million. Exactly. Yeah. Right. Pretty intense.
It is. Trading Google in 1,000 share lots is not an easy game to be a part of.
Seriously, man. Seriously. So, no matter, Google's looking at me, right, that it could get out of the lower end of this consolidation.
Okay, well, that would not bode well for the NASDAQ 100.
No, and then, right, what's going to be wild, folks, is that you're going to have Facebook and Amazon Wednesday. So let me just see if it's before or after. So Amazon is
looks like that's
1 minute
Thursday.
past. Oh, that's Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so, and then I think that's good. Facebook is Wednesday, I think. Yeah, right?
Maybe Microsoft?
26. No, I think we got Microsoft out last week. That was the first one to kick off. Let's go to our man Mike in Somerville. Hey, what's going on, brother?
All right, listen, I just called you guys to talk about what you're talking about now, but I also just sent you an email that if there's any way Tommy could call that up, you guys are going to crack up.
All right, we'll try and pull it up during the break,
this weekend, Tom. We went up to North Conway this weekend.
Okay.
And, we went to Storyland. My daughter is maybe 9, so we went, I sent you a picture of my daughter on this thing called the Rorosaurus, which they just built about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And then they, as you're coming down the first hill, they take that and snap that picture. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So when you guys get a minute, you got to see that picture of my daughter. Of course, she's the one that wanted to go on it, Tom. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah, you're gonna think I'm like I'm a murderer when you see the picture of her, though.
Oh,
you know
that's
what I
so
mean?
funny. That's so funny.
So, anyways, yeah. Look, I was thinking about I'm thinking about I know I don't want to do it right now, but are we going short here, going into Google or not on Nadex? What are we doing?
My take at this point would be yes, but I wouldn't do it. I'm not going to do this until really almost 10 minutes before.
Right.
And the reason being, Mike and folks, is that, okay, so right now, Google has the volume. See, and this is what's going to be dangerous. We already have a third of what we did, which is good volume.
500,000 shares.
So if Google starts pushing into this swing point here and has volume and you're holding price, then you don't want to be shot, because that'd be saying, that's why I'm going to wait to the, there's no reason then not to wait, Mike. That's what it really comes down to. So you let the market kind of open up and say, okay, if we're pushing, let's picture right now you're at 972. If you're pushing the 977 to 980 and that volume expansion is there, then I wouldn't go short, because Google could gap 20 points higher in about a heartbeat. If we're under, let's say if we're where we are right now, and you didn't get like 3 million shares in Google, then yeah, I'd go short, because that'd be saying that Google's going to try to test 935, which is not the end of the world either, but
I haven't listened to you. I'm not. Obviously, I've been a little bit busy, but Tom, is it going to be this summer that this thing's going to go down, or what do you think?
Listen, man. It doesn't seem like anything can take this market down. That's the reality, right? I mean, it really, it's like, okay, you had, and now what's happening too is that we got the NDX 100 stocks. We got, what is it, the 26? We're going to be right into window dressing by the end of the week again.
Sure.
Right.
So then it's like, okay, now you're into window dress. Now you're into August.
Tom, how about everybody talking now that there's more people that want to impeach Trump more than they did Nixon now?
Well,
we can jump to politics now.
They got, we'll see where this whole thing shakes out. I expect that there's going to be more fireworks, that's for sure.
No, Tommy,
if that affects the market, though, right? Like you're saying,
it doesn't seem like it's affecting the market.
Don't bank on that.
All right, guys.
Cooking, brother.
Thanks, Mike.
Have a great one. Have a safe one. Stay right there, folks. We have the Dow Industrials right now. They just took a little deep dive, down 65. We get the Nasdaq up 1. S&Ps are up 4.5. We'll be right back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today.
EverBank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow excuse me, folks. Dow right now is down 69. You get the Nasdaq up 1. S&Ps are up down 4.5. If you come over to our website at TFNN, folks, you're going to see right on the top of the carousel, our man, Mr. Dave White, is going to be premiering his new online course for his subscribers this coming Wednesday at 5 p.m. It's the next wild, wild west of computing.
That's right.
I have to love it, man. Let's go over to our man, Mr. Dave White, right now. He'll tell us all about what this whole premier wild, wild west of computing is all about. What's going on, Dave?
Well, kind of interesting. It seems like every day now there's a big headline in machine learning. This morning it's Apple, and they hadn't talked about Siri in a year and a half.
Okay.
And now they've got this big deal with The Rock, not Don Johnson. What is the other guy? The Rock.
Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson, yeah. They unleashed this 5-minute movie with him in it and Siri controlling his life. And of course, yeah, it's kind of interesting. I watched it this morning. I saw it in my bag of stuff that shows up every morning in my email.
Okay.
So I watched it. It was kind of interesting. There's not a lot of substance, but that's Apple. They really never tell you much about how anything works or what it does. It's all more kind of a cloudy thing and mist of why you want it, right? So they're a little different than many, but it's kind of interesting to see that we see a couple of big announcements from Apple in just the last week. This pushing a new version of Siri, and of course last week actually opening up and for the first time in a long time showing some of the stuff that they're working on in machine learning. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
You know, it'll be interesting to see who wins the race of like adopting this technology, because I've had an iPhone for a while and I don't really use Siri that much at all, to your light. And you were talking about that last week, Dave, and I mentioned that to you as well, saying, right, you know, Siri hasn't been talked about. That's kind of true. Well, and I don't use it that much, which is interesting. But I do use Alexa with the Echo, right, because I have that set up, which is interesting. I could talk to my phone, but Amazon's gotten really good about allowing for a quick integration and how to do it.
Well, that is kind of pushing out a product before it's quite ready. And Siri had kind of a lot of eccentric behavior early on. And it's gotten a lot better. In fact, Microsoft.
I bet it's gotten better. I mean,
pretty good.
I know I underuse it for what I could. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's a lot of times things get very delayed because someone pushes something out and it's not quite ready for prime time.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that happened is that this whole thing has probably been delayed 20 years because around 1980, a gentleman said that he could, to the military, said he could tell the difference between a tank and a Jeep in a row of trees.
Okay.
So they went out and took all these pictures, and he said, okay, here's the software, and it will instantly tell the difference between a Jeep and a tree and a tank, because you don't want to use $1 million missile on a $20,000 Jeep, right?
Yeah.
But, $5 million tank, $1 million missile, probably not a bad trade-off. Well, they went out and took all these pictures one day, and then they took all the pictures the next day. And what they found out after a while was they sold it. Hey, look, it instantly knows. Well, it didn't know that. What it did know was that it was a bright day when they shot the pictures of the Jeep, and it was a cloudy day when they shot the pictures of the tank. And suddenly the military, after throwing a bunch of money at this, just said, well, we're not interested. So the technology ends up just kind of getting pushed off into the future when there was something there, but the product that came out just wasn't good enough, or there was a problem with it, or in this case, they just didn't do the correct work to have data that would truly test what was going on in the machine learning part of it. And that gets into a big bugaboo, but one of the reasons why this is such a big deal now is that there's so much good data available now
that you can
to
put
test
in
these algorithms.
Okay.
Before there wasn't a lot. Every time you go on there and you click on one of those little pictures that asks you, how are there a street sign in this? Is the front of a business? Yes. All those things are actually teaching Google's system for maps on what's behind it. And each time you do that, you basically are correcting maybe something it got wrong in the past. Now it has that data. It's kind of like going to take a test, and you have all the answers to the test, and they're all right. That's pretty easy then to take the test and then compare it against the answers. If you never had the answers, how are you kind of taking a guess on whether or not the algorithm is right. But if you have a bunch of people like us clicking, yes, that's a tree, that's a car, that's a thing, you're actually correcting that data over time, and it gets better and better. So one of the things I've been thinking about while I'm doing this video over the weekend was what the advantage is to these big companies like Google and Amazon that have huge amounts of data. Facebook too.
Right.
Right. If you're Microsoft, you probably don't have access to all the pictures. Maybe you have some access to more things business-like. If you're Salesforce, you really don't have any access to that big data other than what maybe someone will give you. And so there is kind of an advantage for those folks that already have huge data sets and have some idea what is right and wrong and what categories those are in to train the machine language algorithms as they get better and better. You always need that data, and there's a technical term in the industry, it's called labeled data. And then there's features. Features could be like in a house. How many garages? Does it have a space for washer and dryer?
Right.
Square feet, what color it is. You could put all those together in a model and try to figure out a cost. You might add, what street it's on, what block it's on, and you could build up a model.
That's what probably Redfin does, right?
Right.
Redfin.
But you have to have the one thing that maybe a lot of data doesn't have, and that's the price it sold at last time.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, it's very tough to make a model that predicts anything. So if you're in the stock market, it's pretty easy. Every day you get the data, you know what the close is.
Sure.
That's what they would call labeled data. Sometimes you just get a big bag of things in machine learning, and there's actually algorithms that do very well, but they don't do as well when you actually truly already know the answer to the question.
So come Wednesday night, the premiere of this course, what are people going to be hearing about as they tune in?
Well, I finished editing out the first 10 minutes, mostly because it's kind of very fast going. It's about just the technology, the buzzwords you need to know. I made it all very simple. In fact, the way it actually works, I showed how it works. If you're watching me on Tiger TV, you'll see I've got a couple of cups with blue and yellow beads in it.
Okay.
And that's, I'm showing exactly how it works using yellow and blue beads in cups. And you'll get an idea just how easy it actually is. It's kind of like magic. When you know the trick, it doesn't seem that big a deal, right?
Good. We can't wait.
I'm going to be watching, man.
Wait. Come over to our website, folks, at TFNN. You can sign up right now. If you're not a subscriber of Dave, you can test drive the Path of Least Resistance, the Tech Insider, or, of course, you can get Out of Time in the Trade charts. Dave, have a great one, a safe one. We look forward to the show this afternoon. Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to the Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White has just announced a new online course that he'll be premiering to his subscribers the evening of July 26th, The Next Wild Wild West of Computing. Machine learning will be the biggest growth area for tech companies in the next 10 years. Make sure you're ready to capitalize on that opportunity. With over 50 types of algorithms and growing, Dave White will tell you why there are so many areas for companies to apply this to their business to both sell and consume. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to either of Dave's newsletters, Path of Least Resistance and the Technology Insider, as well as get a 30-day money-back guarantee when ordering Timing the Trade charts. Don't miss out on the next Wild Wild West of computing as it premieres July 26th for all subscribers to Dave White Services. For all the details and to sign up today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. And we were just looking, folks. So WebMD is getting bought out by KKR, which is a private equity firm. And you know, when you look at this, it is pretty amazing. And this has been around forever. I mean, it's been. I remember when it went public.
An early online company.
It was.
For sure.
There it is. So
2005.
Yeah, 2005.
12 years. Yeah.
Went public at $17.50. it's bought out at the top of its range for the amount of time it's been public, okay? Because it traded in 2007 at 63, goes down to 13, goes back
What a
up,
roller coaster,
isn't
man.
it? 2011 goes up to 58, goes back down to 13 in 2012. We're at 65, and what it does do is, Tom we were just talking off air. I was like, wonder how they make their money because they always pop up when you're looking for anything. And sure enough, when you take a look at this, advertising is the number.
Public portal, advertising, private portal. So they're public. I don't know what public portal, private portal. I'm guessing that's, whether it's doctors or maybe just other stuff.
Sure,
versus,
right.
But either way, you're looking at almost $750 million on an annual basis.
Right.
But pretty remarkable in terms of private equity. If they really saw an opportunity, they still, back in 2013, were taking in $515 million.
Right.
And their share price was probably trading at $15 or $20.
I know. Take them.
Yeah, but maybe something happened over that time, and they got their gears in order where they saw a bigger opportunity.
$2.6 billion.
2.8. Yeah.
$66.5, $66.50 a share, cash.
Straight cash.
Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
It says KKR's WebMD acquisition is a big win for activist investor. I wonder what they had going on there. So they had. Sure. Let's see what this is going to be enough. So WebMD sale, $2.8 million deal, represents a big activist who cut his teeth working for the private equity behemoth that acquired the healthcare.
Wow.
On Monday, they announced that the sale comes after activist fund Blue Harbor Group LP's Clifton Robbins began building a stake in WebMD shortly after the healthcare internet portal announced on February it was conducting a strategic review.
So February. So let's look at this again.
So Blue Harbor's Cliff Robbins and his team engage in a collaborative, behind-the-scenes form of activism. That means they won't launch a director election proxy contest to drive a sale. However, the activist fund typically engages the management and boards of the companies they're receiving and of large minority investments. So they push for MA. It's very likely they had sought a deal in private negotiations. He has a lot of connections with the buyer, in part because he worked at the behemoth as a partner. Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. You buy into WebMD, you call up all your buddies at KKR, and you say, I think you should buy this company and buy me out. They say, sure.
Exactly. Because typically, and I'm
not saying that's a bad deal, but you got to know people, man, to get a private equity firm to put up $3 billion.
That's right.
And, I'm sure he presented that case to them, and they said, you're probably right.
Yeah. And they, more than likely, would probably said, not only are you going to buy it, then you're going to do this, this, and this, and then you're going to sell it to the public again.
Sure. Oh, that's the play. Right. No matter, I mean, that's, he's a KKR guy. He knows their business plan, so he put it all in writing, I'm sure it is, to show you're not making me money, you're making us all money, right? That's it. Right. Yeah.
877-927-6648. Let's go take a look at the XAU, the HUI. So, we had gold run, nice last week. XAU and the HUI, they both need more volume this week, folks. Bottom line, well, here we go today. So we hit 83.80. We hit 83.81. Okay, so your swing point from the 27th is 83.80. We got into this today, and thus far it's given it up. So we're going to need some juice in that. And the XAU, let me see what Barrick is doing, ABX. Because what happens, the XAU and the HUI, I don't get the volume until like 8 o'clock at night.
Okay.
So what you do, I normally you go to Barrick, you go to Newmont, see how the volume's coming in. Barrick's case, you're down 24 cents, 3 million shares. And that's a little volume. That's a little too much volume, actually. We'll see whether it's going to hold price, but I don't like that much volume at 10 o'clock in the morning or closer to 11. Newmont, this is good, though. Newmont is basically not giving it up on price. Well, it's down 18 cents, but Newmont's a good setup. Okay, Royal Gold, which has been the leader, is going up. Want to see more volume in Royal Gold. They can't stop Royal Gold. It's pretty interesting watching how this baby's shaking out. Franco-Nevada, which is another royalty stock. Now, this is how you like to see a stock pull back, folks. You pull back 45 cents, you're only doing 54,000 shares. That's how you want to see a stock pull back. If we go over to the Gold Bugs Index for a second, That's down $1.49. I don't think that's reached the swing yet. Swing is 194. No, it hasn't, which is good, because the problem with the XAU is that it has reached that swing, and you very well, that could be a failure. We'll see. Let's go to Mike in Loveland, Colorado. Hey, Mike, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. Good morning. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Yourself?
I am well. I just wanted to say I sold my Halliburton on Friday, and today it's getting crushed. Can you comment on where this thing might be going?
Let's take a look. So Halliburton, folks, is down $1.22, and I heard this on the way in. They come out with numbers. So let's see what they had to say. So the revenue estimate was $4.8 billion. They came in with 4.9.
Looks like earnings per share was 23 versus 18.
Yeah, so
they had good numbers. Surprising. I was listening to Bloomberg early this morning, and I heard them pretty much talking it up, as in I thought they were going to be doing well. I think they added $1 billion in revenue. In their sales over the year. Now that was all expected, but pretty remarkable to have $1 billion more in revenue than the previous year and get
right. Okay, so you've been in a downtrend. That being said. Yeah, so you're thinking of buying it back, right? Yeah, I could.
Thinking about it. I mean, we had a breakout above resistance, and then all of a sudden on Friday, I was listening to you too, and oil and the drillers are getting slammed on Friday, so I chickened out.
Yeah, no, that's good you did, because now I can see why you want to buy it back. I mean, when you first look at this and you put it up. I wouldn't do it yet. The reason, let me look at MRO for a second, because what happened is that because we were getting a few calls. I don't know if it was you with Marathon Oil, but this is like a nice setup too, but it hasn't held. You know, it's up 10 cents right now, because I like how they come off the bottom, but what I've also, where the problem is that when you have been in such a large downtrend, what I've found is that when you don't take out a swing point, you know, with conviction, it's like, okay, it's maybe just still a dead cat bounce, even though it looks good, you know, but it's not looking, in my case, it wouldn't be looking good enough that you're going to grab something like a gold stock and hold it for 2 or 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, you got a dead cat bounce, and it's, you know, it can come right back at you. So I'd let this.
I heard you say on Friday, like, wow, this could be a very large ABC down on the oil.
On the XLE?
XLE.
Yeah. And, well, actually, I think it was Chevron. Let's see. Yeah, it was Chevron, too. And that's a problem.
I'm good.
Okay, man. Have a great one. Have a safe one. Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Dow right now is down 56. Nasdaq's up 3. We're going to be right back, folks.
Trading is different than investing, but the opportunity to take advantage of short-term trends is only one if you get the direction right. Direction leveraged and inverse ETFs offer bold trades on U.S. and international stocks and bonds. Direction leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com, educating investors. Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. And of course, after the close out here today, folks, Google's going to have their numbers, and that's going to kick off some action. No two ways about that. We go over to the VIX. Bottom line, we've hit 9.36 Friday, it looks like.
It's pretty remarkable. Just look at this chart real quick, which goes back to July of last year. And you can see, I mean, we've come to recently accept the VIX under $10 is pretty standard.
Right.
But that's like never happening in the last year and a half at all, which is remarkable. Only in this small glimpse is under $10. You know, we've crept below it. But look at all here. We weren't even near it. We were at $12 for the longest time.
Sure.
Let alone these spikes.
And,
so.
you know, I don't know. Tommy and I had been talking about when we were on the air that the $10 million trade had come up, the option trade in the bond market.
Yeah, and you sent me a text or an email. What'd you send me?
He made $10 million.
Okay, not bad.
That was just went across Bloomberg Friday afternoon.
Sure.
And now Kevin Hink's TD Ameritrade is on at 12, and I bet they're going to talk about, because I text Kevin that.
Okay.
And Kevin texts me back on Friday. So he says, did you see, and what I'm curious about is that if whoever closed that someone bought the VIX 263 times.
1,000 times.
1,000 times, yes. Thank you. And that also, it looks to me, he said it's a four-way. So they'll probably talk about that today.
Okay. We'll see what that means. I don't know what four ways they're talking about.
I suspect it's going to be the strangle both down and up.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like we did the volatility trade,
sure.
But they probably did it down and up, because that's
sure.
He only did he did that on the bond too. I'm wondering.
You're throwing a lot out there.
Well, I'm wondering.
There's a lot of questions you're asking.
The same person that did the bond
sure,
trade.
Right.
Did they close the bond trade and do the same type of trade on the VIX, looking for
volatility? Because that was a volatility trade.
It was a volatility trade
for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you look at this, it's like, okay, you know, I know. That's pretty amazing.
It is.
There's no doubt. And of course, you stay right there, folks. I'm Mr. Basil Chapman's coming up next, growling and prowling with you. And then
don't forget just Basil Chapman as well. Next Wednesday, we're going to be in August already next Wednesday. Can you believe that? But August 2nd and 16th, Basil has a great webinar series, 2-series webinar coming up, the 2nd and the 16th. Can sector rotation buoy the market into 2018? So you can get a free trial to the opening call as well. And check that out. Get in there. He's got an awesome newsletter every morning.
Yeah.
That sector rotation is a cool deal because it's definitely occurring. And as we see it, you know, the NASDAQ was doing it for a little while, but now that's back up to the top, right?
The last 6 years, there's no doubt. You'd see the sector, you think it's dead in the water, and guess what? One sector pulls back, the other perks its head up. Hey, what about me?
And the same way with the market, right? You know, you think, oh, these stocks are going to suffer, and of course they do, but then other stocks pick up the slack. They take over, right?
It's pretty intense if you actually look at it. Because who would think that you get the Dow Industrials at highs when you go into the energy sector, the XLE, which is not, and the banking sector, which is not? That's pretty intense.
It is.
You know?
The world's a changing.
Yeah, well,
it's no longer an Exxon dominated. You know, now you get the Amazons, the Netflixes, the Googles, the Facebooks. I mean, imagine just the amount of wealth they've created, and they weren't even 4, 6, 7 years ago. You know, and they were, but not comparatively
not like now. Not like now. There's there's been a few stories, even on the Bloomberg in the last 2 weeks, about, okay, are these 4 companies just going to keep taking everything over? Because their momentum
You're going to have
is so
those
dramatic.
antitrust issues. We just saw them already with Amazon on, was it Friday? They're looking into it. I mean, we're there, right? And that's, you know, that machine learning, another plug to Dave, because, you know, those companies, it really is. How do you compete with a company that has all that data and all these computers running 24 hours a day? You get ahead of that race, like Amazon with Alexa. Man, it's going to be tough for anybody to get back up to the competition.
Stay right there, folks. Have a great day. Have a safe day. And, of course, we look forward to speaking to you this afternoon. Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, man.
Wow! Go get him, folks.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.